Hi everybody, I'm going to do another how-to video for you here. This is just a little trick I learned. Some of you might be kind of frustrated by the cast-off curve that you get when you're working on loom knitting, and you notice how when you start casting off a piece, the first peg cast off gets you this little curvy thing here. You don't get a nice square piece. So on either side of this cast off here, you see how you have it, you have these little curve ends. And so I came up with a little trick for casting off so I get a pretty good sharp corner here and a good corner here without getting that extra yarn that you always get sticking out on this end. So I just want to show you a little trick on how to get a nice sharp corner so that when you're doing a project and you go to cast off, you get these nice little points instead of this little curve right here. So I've got a piece that I did for another video for, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and cast this off and show you how to get rid of that little curve. And it's pretty easy. It's a little single picot cast off. I picked up the picot stitch from Kristen at Good Knit Kisses here on YouTube, and I figured out that if you would do a single picot, you get a nice point. So it's really easy to do, starting with your working yarn right here. When you're ready to cast off, starting with the first peg you're going to cast off, you want to crochet on to the next peg, which is open. So you're going to wrap around the back of your peg. You're going to come up from the bottom of your arm, grab it and pull it down and out, and then you're going to take this yarn, you're going to flip it back over to this peg here. Okay? Then you're going to, from the front, snug this up in between. You're going to go behind this peg, wrap and yarn over, snug that up. Then you're going to the front of this peg. You're going to yarn over, it's basically a flat knit. Then you're going to cast off, yarn this over, move it over to here and snug that up. And that is all you have to do extra for your first peg, and then you can just go through your cast off process like you would normally do. And then, so I'm just gonna fast forward this to the end, and I'll show you how I cast off. Okay, so we've come back. This is our second to the last peg. So now to finish our cast off right here, we're going to do a figure 8 stitch. So we're going to come behind the last peg and then go around front and then go back behind the second to last peg, and there's our figure 8. Then we're going to yarn over both of those. And then we're going to take, instead of casting off this, we're going to take this peg over to this peg, snug that up a little, yarn over, and then pull our piece off of the loom. And then when we get our scissors out and cut this tail, which I don't have scissors handy, I'm sorry. We're going to snug it up, and we've got, you can see that we don't have the curve. We have a nice little point for our first yarn, and a good, it'd be easier to show you, a good even finish for our other corner. So we got 4 points instead of 2 points and a curve. So that is how I start and finish my cast-offs, it's hard to say, so that I get nice corners on each one. So I hope you find that helpful and handy when you're doing some of your projects. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them here and I'll be happy to respond. Thanks for watching.